Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bracha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 34th chapter. The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow, and followeth after the wind. So you got to be careful, because not every dream, means something. Sometimes you just have a dream and it's just a dream. But if you're not careful, right, as it says here, you're going to chase at it. It's like you're swatting it, you're trying to grab it, but it's really like trying to catch a shadow. You can't catch a shadow, okay? Or you're following, you're chasing after the wind. The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face. It says, what you see in a dream is no more real than the reflection of your face in a mirror. All right, it's things that your mind, your subconscious is throwing out there together. But not all dreams are like that. Okay, some of them are spiritual. Some of them do mean something. But then again, not every dream is like that as well, either. For of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? And from that thing which is false, what true can come? See, from you can't. Say you have a pig, for example, right, that died. You can't say, okay, well, if I only take the the hip and I cook it, then I'll just pray over that and it'll be good. No, you can't bring a clean out of an unclean. All right, and the thing that is false, how are you going to get something true out of what is false? Divinations and soothsayings and dreams are vain, and the heart fancieth as a woman's heart in travail. That fancieth, it's basically saying that, like people that rely on dreams, right, and divinations, they to them that's the holy grail. Okay, their hearts. What happens is, based on the dream that you have, your heart your mind, that is, can become agitated, all right, or emotionally driven, rather than being grounded in reality and being grounded in the truth. So it likens it onto a woman in a woman's heart in travail, because her mind is not fully stable, right? It's she's emotionally charged, you could say. And sometimes you wake up from a dream and it does that to you. All right, leaves you in disarray. If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon them. See, so if the dream is not from the Lord, which would be like a vision, don't set your heart upon it. Don't let that get to you. For dreams have deceived many, and they have failed that put their trust in them. You have some, I had a dream, I had a dream. I had a dream that this, and that, and this, that, and the third. And people go and change their whole lives based on it, and come to find out, it doesn't come to pass. Uh-oh. The law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth. A man that hath traveled knoweth many things, and he that hath much experience will declare wisdom. Yeah, because when you travel, you get to experience different things. You get to see different things. You get to know and learn and try out, different things. Okay, so he that hath much wisdom will declare wisdom. So like he that hath much experience will declare wisdom. He that hath no experience knoweth little, but he that hath, because you don't know what it's like, but he that hath traveled is full of prudence. They've been out of the country. They've been out of the, the small prison in which everybody else is in. So they know what things are like on the other side. They know what they're talking about. They know, that, wow, there's actually a different way to do this. So they can show you, they can explain those things to you from what they've actually experienced. When I traveled, I saw many things, and I understand more than I can express. I was oftentimes in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. Right? And this is the author speaking. The spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them. And who is that? That's Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. And because they have their hope in him, he delivers them. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear, nor be afraid, for he is his hope. And we know that the Lord His hand, what does it say in, I think it's Isaiah 59 and 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. So we know that. So we're not going to be afraid, right? If you fear the Lord, you won't be afraid because you know who it is that you've put your hope in. Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord. To whom doth he look? And who is his strength? The Lord. For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay. A stay is your support, a defense from heat, and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from stumbling, and an help from falling. So those that put their trust in the Lord, you are, as it says, he's going to preserve you, right? He's going to be that defense, that covering, and keep you from falling. He raiseth up the soul, and lighteneth the eyes. He giveth health, life, and blessing. That all comes from the Lord. He that sacrificeth of a thing wrongfully gotten, his offering is ridiculous. It's not going to be accepted of the Lord. And the gifts of unjust men are not accepted. The Most High is not pleased with the offerings of the wicked, neither is he pacified for sin by the multitude of sacrifices. Let's read that verse 19 in the GNTD. So it says here, the Most High gets no pleasure from sacrifices made by ungodly people. No amount of sacrifices can make up for their sins. Where we at? Verse 20, whoso bringeth an offering of the goods of the poor doeth as one that killeth the son before his father's eyes. And what that means is, if you take from the poor what he has, and you come to bring it as an offering to the Lord, what you're doing is you're taking away his only source of living. And it's like putting a son to death before his father's eyes. Because now you've left the poor destitute without food. And you've come before the father's eyes with that offering. The bread of the needy is their life. See that? Because that's all he has. That's that living paycheck to paycheck. He that defraudeth him, therefore, is a man of blood. Because now if his bread or his food is his life and you defraud him, you've taken away his means of survival. What's going to happen? That's like condemning him to death. He also has to take care of his family, doing the best he can. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. And he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder. If you take away your neighbor's living, right, what he will sustain himself by, how is he going to survive? And if you defraud the laborer of his hire, right, because remember, the laborer is worthy of his hire, and you're supposed to not withhold wages. You're supposed to, in fact, give the person their wages that same day. But you're a bloodshedder because they live by those wages. When one buildeth and another pulleth down, what profit have they then but labor? All right, GNTD, it says, when one person builds and somebody else tears down, has anything been accomplished but hard work? Yeah, that's exactly what happens. You're not making any progress. You're just wasting energy. You built hard work, somebody tore it down, hard work, and then that's it. When one prayeth and another curseth, whose voice will the Lord hear? The one that prayeth. It says here, and I mean, well, really actually depends on the scenario and the situation, but if somebody here is praying, and it really depends, right? If the person praying is a righteous person, okay, and the one throwing up those curses is not right, then definitely the one that prayeth. But ultimately the answer is that it's all up to the Lord. He that washeth himself after touching of a dead body, if he touch it again, what availeth his washing? Imagine a pig that's rolling in shit. You go and clean it, give it a bath, cleanse it with clean oils and all that. You put it back in his den and it jumps right back into that mud. What was the point of all that you did, all that washing? So it is with a man that fasteth for his sins, and goeth again and doeth the same. Who will hear his prayer? Because what you're saying, what the pig is telling you is, you just wasted your time. So if you're wise, is say what you'll get from that is, okay, I'm not going to waste my time anymore. So if you fast unto the Lord and he forgives your sins and you jump right back into the same sins, you're telling the Lord, well, Lord, you wasted your time forgiving me because I'm going to go right back to it anyway. So the next time you come to fast, what's the Lord going to say? Oh, well, I don't want to waste my time anymore. So no, I'm not going to forgive you. I know where you're going to end up right. You're going to end up right back there again anyway. It says here, who will hear his prayer, or what doth his humbling profit him? Nothing. Because he's going to go and end up right back in the wrong destination anyway. And that brings us to the end of the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 34th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.